Follow us on Facebook at Off Script with Super E Podcast. Also follow us on Twitter at offscriptpod_1. Off Script with Super E recommends listener discretion, as these real but sometimes uncensored stories can be filled with mature content. Well, hello everybody. Jay here. We're back with another Off Script with Super E. Here I am once again in A-Train Studios, sitting across the table from my good buddy A-Train. He's got the control board going, man. He's just, he's on it now after that one little hiccup in that last episode.
Yeah, I forgot to hit record.
It happens.
It happens, but I see the red light going, Jay. So we are recording.
Right on. Yeah. What else you got, A-Train?
I really don't have much. Glad you're here. Glad we got Super E on the line.
Yes, we do.
Super E told us he's broadcasting from inside his car in his
truck
in his driveway. Good acoustics, away from all the kids and feral cats and chickens and skunks.
Right.
Skunky.
Skunky.
So what's up, Super E?
Oh, not much. Just chilling. It's rainy and cold and dark, but it's warm in the truck.
Yeah.
And what makes it warmer is the laughter coming from A-Train and Jay there in A-Train Studios.
Oh,
the warmth envelops me.
It warms your heart. That is so sweet.
Yes.
It's your show, buddy. Tell us a tale.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell one about, this was a long time ago when I had my partner, Jerry. Everybody knows who I'm talking about, right? He looked like one of the Baldwin brothers.
Yes.
He had Alex, Billy, Daniel, Steve, and Jerry.
I never really thought of that, but he looks like a Baldwin brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he was a very, very handsome man. And, you know, I considered myself a very handsome man and very humble.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever we would go do investigations, we seemed to draw a different kind of female. Jerry would draw, if we was in a bar, he would seem to draw women that had jobs,
had teeth,
taxes,
a little classier than what you were used to.
I seemed to draw the girls over to me that had like a missing tooth, a freshly healed bullet wound.
So what you're saying?
A free ankle bracelet.
So Super E, you got the girls with the ain't gots. Ain't got no teeth, ain't got no job, ain't got no car, ain't got no address.
Yeah.
Yes,
right.
They had like about 10 teeth. You know, they had 3 in their head and 7 in their pocket. So anyways.
He recycled that one.
Yeah, he did.
Yes. Jerry was an extremely hard worker, and he was his motor was always going. And then he gets a call.
Were you, real quick if I can, just a little more background on him. Were you with him when he caught the guys who shot the trooper back in the early 90s?
I don't think so.
On the west, it was a shaker bar on the west side, and he went in and he's the one who got the guys. You guys remember that?
I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, he was.
Good job, Jerry.
He was an ass-kicking machine. I can tell you that, though. But anyways, Jerry tells me, he goes, "Hey, I just got a call from the elementary school on our side of the town back in the mid-90s. And what the teacher was telling Jerry, she goes, one of our students, he's 8 years old. He comes down from the north, and she says that he is complaining that Mama and Grandma are making him traffic their cocaine."
Oh.
And the teacher was like, we're just going to call him Craig.
Did he say trafficking cocaine, or how did an eighth grader put it?
transport their cocaine.
Okay.
They had to transport it from, I think, grandma's house to mom's house, or
murder.
the other way around. And he told them the way they had them transport it was in the rectum. And the teachers were kind of finding this they kind of thought it was far-fetched because it was coming from an 8-year-old, and he was using terms like that. And this is what they said. Okay, Craig, we want you, if this is true, and they have you bringing in this crack cocaine, they have you carrying it, bring a sample of it to school tomorrow.
Okay.
He goes, okay. And so I guess they had show and tell, you know. And so the teacher said the next day he comes in with a Hope Diamond size thing of crack cocaine. And they called Jerry up. The teacher was just aghast. And Jerry, so then me and Jerry was like, what, you know, we're kind of like, whatever. These are teachers. They don't know anything about crack cocaine. It's probably soap or something. Jerry goes out there by himself because I had something else to do. He comes back. He's got this giant piece of cocaine. I'm saying it was the size of, I don't know, like, what do you call it? A tangerine or a small orange.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Seriously?
I was stunned by it. It was a chunk.
Okay.
And then, of course, we had that little stuff that tested it.
Yeah.
And it came back as cocaine. And we're like, I said, now, so was that a bunch of bullshit? He goes, take a look at this. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, where'd you get that? From an 8-year-old kid at the elementary school. Wow. You're not shitting me. So we interview the 8-year-old kid, and he tells us where the dope is at, where he lives at and everything. So basically, we're getting a search warrant based on what this kid is saying.
Okay.
And
the cocaine. Yeah.
And the cocaine. We're verifying everything he says. Mm-hmm. We're able to get a search warrant. And I'm like, well, Craig, where does your mom hide her dope? And he says she always hides under the kitchen sink. I kind of like somehow hidden up under the sink. You open the cabinet door, and then somehow she kept it stuck up there on something.
They did that on Breaking Bad.
Yeah, they did.
That?
Yeah.
They did that on Breaking Bad. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Was it Jesse Pinkman or something like that?
Pinkman. Yeah. There's also a hot dog stand on Breaking Bad that I saw over the weekend. I'm like, that's awesome.
They're stealing our shit.
But that's an actual hot dog stand.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of was too. Anywho, so we get the search warrant, and Craig tells us that it's going to be under the kitchen sink. And he wants us to do the search warrant and arrest his mom and grandma because he's tired of carrying dope in his rectum up and down the street. So we're like, all right. So we get, everybody to go up there to give us a hand. We got a canine dog. And so we hit the mom's house. That's where he says it's going to be. Hit the mom's house. Boom, go in there. And she was very arrogant and defiant. Like, what the hell you do? What? This is bullshit kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Until she saw the drug sniffing dog walking towards the kitchen sink. And then that drug sniffing dog lost its fucking mind, because what happens is they indicate, and then some of the dog I don't want to say how they do it, but they'll do an indication, but then some dogs want to get at that shit.
Right.
And find it. Well, this dog, it was trying to tear through them kitchen cabinets. I'm like, man, jackpot, we got this shit. So we open up the kitchen cabinets, and we can't find it. We spend 15 minutes under a sink like we're a couple of, butt crack plumbers, me and Jerry, trying to find it. We can't find it.
I think it's a Norge.
Yes. And then the other detectives, they were looking through the house. They couldn't find anything, so we're all getting kind of frustrated. So I'm like, I kind of pull Craig to the side, so Mom had no idea that I was talking to him. I said, Craig, you got us up here. The dope is in this house somewhere. It was here because the dog's losing its mind. Where do I find the cocaine? And this 8-year-old kid looked up at me and goes, check my mama's coochie. And I said, run that by me again. He goes, Detective Super E, you got to look inside my mama's coochie. You're going to find that crack. I said, are you sure? Man. He goes, yes. So,
well, that's because 8 years ago he was in there. I wonder if he saw it.
Yeah, exactly.
God almighty.
Is there a time delay?
I don't know. Yeah.
So anyway, as I'm, walking back into the area, one of the female cops had taken Mom and was doing a pat down of her. And so I'm about 8 feet away because she just got done doing what she's doing, and she gets done patting her down, and she looks up at me and she goes, can't find nothing on her. And I just I tried to do that loud whisper talk where, I said,
glove up.
Vagina. I tried to do that. I said, check her vagina. And the policeman was like, what? All of a sudden she fell and tell her. I said, check her vagina. What? I said, man, she sounds like she wants a cracker. She's lying like a parrot. What? Finally, I got real frustrated. I said, check her vagina. She goes, I can't. I said, look at her box. She goes, I heard that.
I heard that.
She goes, come back here. And I could see the mom's face went blank because she knew that I knew where it was hidden. And then all of a sudden the woman reaches up and she pulls this out, and I could hear it. It's kind of like a slurping sound. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
And she holds the bag of cocaine out, and it was kind of like the plastic was kind of like disintegrating. And it had this steamy, the steamy lines coming off it. I was like, oh.
Oh my God. Okay, so they get.
Well, the listeners want to know.
Do they?
I'm sure they're curious.
Do they?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
All right, Super.
They're curious and nauseous.
Hey, I forgot to hit record. I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing.
There you go.
I just teasing.
So, how did it end?
Oh, well,
you're telling the story.
So you got the drugs.
We got the drugs, and thank God, because I thought the drugs were going to dissolve. And anyways, we got them in a secured bag, took them down there, and I believe, and I can't remember because this was almost 30 years ago, but I think, Mom and Grandma went to jail, and then the Craig, he lived with a close relative who was going to take care of him.
Good. So he got out of that house. Good.
Yes.
Good.
It was just always something. And then, like I said, it was that night we're like, I can't believe this is crazy. And then the next night it was something, I can't believe this is happening. This is crazy. That's why it was kind of in the mid 90s when me and Jerry worked together. It was always something crazy.
Man. Now, I'm going to go back. Obviously the teachers were concerned about Craig, rightfully so, and all that. And I don't know about hey, Craig, bring us a sample of the drugs into school so that we can examine it.
Right.
Now,
yes.
I'm not, Monday morning quarterback or armchair quarterback.
Oh, that was dumb.
Yeah. But I mean, in this case, obviously it all worked out good and everything. Wow. I don't know.
Just think about it. If you're thinking the child might not be telling the truth, they don't know anything about drugs. They've never done anything like this before.
Right.
They're like, hey, can you just bring it in? And maybe they were calling his bluff.
No,
yeah.
I have dealt with.
And then he turned into, a Colombian.
Yeah. A tangerine size.
Yeah. Oh my God, that poor little fellow. I've dealt with schools administrators in the past. They overstep their bounds so much, and this is an overreach and overstep. They should have called the police immediately, let the police come and talk to this kid, You know,
Yeah,
that's just nonsense.
Yeah,
And if you're any of your teachers out there listening, we love you, but call the police.
Yeah. Now, also, listeners, so we talked about this is some pretty graphic stuff about how the drugs are transported on the street and this and that. But this is how it's done. I mean, they do this now. Using their kids to do that, very, very disturbing.
These real but sometimes uncensored stories can contain adult content.
Yes, correct. Now I would tell you, Craig, once he turned 18 or something, he would have been a good intern for you.
Yes,
Super
he would
E.
have been.
Oh, he would have been fantastic, man.
There's something to be said for people who come that, their upbringings, if you will, whatever their surroundings, they make great cops.
Yeah.
Street smart.
Yeah.
I recall, I'm not going to say her name, but our academy class, remember we had a female in there. She would have made a great cop, but she failed one of the exams or something and got washed out back when they would still wash people out.
Yeah.
We all said, what a great cop she would have made because she had some street smarts.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I would have loved to have worked with her.
Yeah,
she'd been great.
I agree.
All right, well, Super E, anything to top that one off?
Nope. I think we got it with the shit and tuna boat bathroom door comparisons. I think we topped ourselves on that.
Yeah, I'm glad you repeated that so the listeners got that. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you might want to hit the delete button on that.
No. Heck. Listen, this as sophomoric as we have became, it's nothing like when Big Steve was here. So we're good. We didn't lose, we still got listeners.
Yeah, we sound like actual adults.
Exactly.
Compared to Steve.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, right.
100%.
Yes.
All right, Super E, your show. Anything else?
No, I can't think of anything else.
I just have one thing. Back to Jerry looking like one of the Baldwin brothers.
Yes.
Baldwin brothers. He was the cool Baldwin brother. The one that's not a
That's
complete.
Steven.
Yeah.
Steve Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
like him. He's cool.
I
And
just
yes, he
want-
did look like Steve Baldwin.
I just wanted to get that on the record because if Jerry hears this and we're comparing him to Alec Baldwin, I think he might lose his shit.
He'll come find us.
He'll come find us.
Okay, Alec Baldwin, still a very handsome man, but he has a lot of different ideas than what we're used to. That's for sure.
Bye.
I think that was pretty good.